What is klezmer? Klezmer comes from two ancient Hebrew words, klei, meaning vessel or tool, and zemer, which means song or worship. The word became associated with Jewish folk musicians throughout Europe sometime in the Middle Ages, although there is evidence of klezmer music dating back to the 2nd century. Klezmer musicians, known as klezmorim, frequently played at Jewish celebrations such as weddings, and because people were celebrating, they also danced to the music. Depending on where they lived, they developed a variety of local musical styles. Klezmer music stretched across Central and Eastern Europe, from the Black Sea in the south to the Baltic Sea in the north, and from Germany in the west to Russia in the east. When Jews immigrated to the United States in the 19th and 20th centuries, the music was influenced by jazz. Since the folk revival of the 1960s and 1970s, klezmer bands have formed across the country. Much in the tradition of European klezmer, songs are passed along from musician to musician. In the early 2000s, a klezmer band named Mazel Tov Cocktail Hour formed in Austin, Texas. Band leaders Samantha and Dylan, who studied klezmer and other folk music across the world, wanted to pass along what they learned and formed a klezmer school of sorts, which evolved into the Austin Klezmer Bund. What is Honk is a festival of street bands that began in the Boston suburb of Somerville, Massachusetts in 2006. It features musicians who play instruments that can be played acoustically while being carried, much like marching band instruments. In fact, many honk musicians are former marching band players who have dusted off their instruments after years of not being used. But that's where the similarity to marching bands ends. Honk-style street bands usually encourage the individuality of their members, although some bands wear uniforms of sorts. Rather than playing established arrangements, street bands usually arrange and even compose the music themselves. Soon after its formation, honk spread to other cities such as New York, Seattle, Austin, Texas, Eugene, Oregon, and Providence, Rhode Island, as well as locations outside the United States like New South Wales, Australia, Rio de Janeiro, and Vancouver, and it became common for bands to travel from festival to festival. Honk festivals not only feature music, but also a variety of street performers, including puppeteers, visual artists, and like-minded people who want to apply the joy of music to help promote peace, social justice, and civic engagement. Last year, Honk Texas came out with a wonderful promo video that you're seeing now. For this year's talent show, it would have been easier to just show it rather than make my relatively amateur attempt, but that would have been the easy way out.
Speed up, then slow down.
We had to bring a little
And fade away.
measure.
What?
Yeah, so I got live beat interval and measure.
Yeah.
That'll help us
That one was
keep on
within
the beat.
about 15 beats.
What? We ended slower, or just that that's the low point?
So we started at 116, we dipped down to 112, and then we hit 120 for like a moment, then we kind of mellowed out back to 116. So,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Look at the format last week.
Then your next one's a car.
That's right.
That would be 5 years.
True.
What are we doing?
Are we doing Arisata?
Skochny Odessa.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I believe we are doing Osaka.
Yes, of course.
Skochny Odessa is up next.
Aim, say, aim, say.